Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's just play a little bit more Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. What do I want to do this time? Like, I don't want to do the same two over and over. I wish you could pick Ryu. I'm sure there's a mod that lets you do it, but I wish they just modify it so that you could pick which character you want to do it with. I'd love to do, you know, be so cool to be able to play any chapter with any character in this game. It sucks that you can't. Anoma's Place and King Kai. How's it going, guys? Hope you're having a good one. See what I mean? I look at these and I think of all the things I don't like about them. Like this chapter, it's very beige. The whole thing is just beige. And the start's cool, but you know, you're not in that underground part for very long. It would have been really cool, actually, if you fought a bunch of fights in the kind of underground labyrinths for a while. This chapter, obviously, it's Rachel's chapter. It's not particularly great. This one, I don't know. I just get fed up of going around the hallways of the ship. And this one, there's just something about it again. It's very sort of samey looking, you know, because it's sort of snowy and it's dark. You get the same kind of atmosphere throughout the whole chapter. It doesn't really change much. Ayane's chapter sucks. It looks nice, but it sucks. This one, the jungle chapter, is just no good, man. With the start of it just being terrible. This one, it has the same atmosphere problem. It's just kind of dark and kind of all one shade of boring. This one is a nightmare. It's cool, but it's a nightmare. And it's long. Yeah, 11. Yusuf says, try 11. Jolt Jar says chapter 14. And Noma's Place says chapter 5. Which one's chapter 5? Oh my. Nah. If I could do it with Ryu, I would do it. But Hey, Darkslayer Zero, how's it going? Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's really just the atmosphere and the way these chapters look. A lot of them have kind of this drab, one-note kind of thing, where it's this specific atmosphere and it just trails through the whole thing. Which is why I just go for chapter 1 and 2. I mean, chapter 1 has that problem too. It's all kind of the same thing, but at least the fights are really good. Could you do 6th or maybe 7th? Which one's chapter 7? See, yeah, 6 or 7. You see, this one was my favorite in Ninja Gaiden 2. And it still kind of is here, but less so, because they screwed up the lighting at the beginning of this, and so it looks incredibly beige. And yet, at the beginning of this chapter, just before it goes all brown, you're outside by the guillotine, or the guillotine, whatever, and it looks really great. And when I moved the camera over to this section, it looked way better. And I'm surprised they didn't use the same lighting settings for this chapter. Kind of wish I could figure out what they were for this and then transfer them onto here, because I bet it would look a lot better. We got 2 for chapter 6. Yeah, all right. I guess I can do chapter 6. I mean, there's no harm. If we get bored, we can always quit out and just do another one. Just a run through there of my mentality on looking at the thumbnails for each chapter and thinking, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one. And so that's why I always do chapter 1 and 2. All right. No! We need to up our game. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the flail! Gosh, camera gets stuck on that little staircase there. Anoma's Place says, I think it's that you played so much Ninja Gaiden 2 it became stale. Yeah, it's definitely it. And the refresher with the fancy graphics in 2 Black helps, but you still kind of remember the encounters or just the general atmosphere of the chapter. You kind of get bored of it, unfortunately. Ninja Gaiden never really had any outstanding set-piece chapters. It wasn't known for its, beautiful-looking world, It was cool, Ryu traveled around the world, and this does look nice. I just wish that this didn't look... Look at this! It just looks gray and beige. Like, where's all my multicolored stones? And you can see that they kind of are, but this lighting setting that they've got here is just not great. Clearly they wanted this, they wanted the sun baking down like that, which this looks nice. It just makes the floor and the walls it all just looks kind of one color. And I remember, being really happy about how it looked in Ninja Gaiden 2 because of how colorful it was. Anoma's Place says, wait, I thought that Sigma replaced the ninjas with Wolf at the beginning. Did they update NG2B? No, that's Fiend Busa's mod, the white mod for this game that does what Sigma 2 Black mod does for Sigma 2. It changes some of the spawns and stuff. So he replaced the Lycans at the beginning of this with... I mean, in Sigma 2 Black mod, he did it with the ninjas, like in the original, but he added the Gaja red things here. And just in case anybody does remember from yesterday, he did come by and ask me to try out a new version, and somebody even said in the chat later that he posted it. They were like, oh, he posted it 29 minutes ago. I went and checked on Nexus Mods. It's not there. It's still, the last update was April this year. And I did message him and ask him about it a couple days ago, just after I streamed, but I didn't get a response, so I figured he was busy. So we're still on the same version that we were last time. See, I see, there's parts of me that can see why they picked this lighting. The sunlight does look great. Like, it really does look nice. I would love to see Ninja Gaiden 1. No, Ninja Gaiden, I'm going to specifically say Ninja Gaiden Black and Razor's Edge to get this treatment. It would be really nice, especially because if they did that, we could take, if it's all done in Unreal, then we could take the assets from the other games and just swap them in here. We could just get the official Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge outfit. We could get the Ninja Gaiden 1 outfit. Like, all the assets that are, made for Unreal 5 would probably be quite easily interchangeable between these. Makes me wonder how difficult it would be to, do stage mods. I really just want new places to fight enemies, The biggest overhaul mod these games ever got was Fiend Busa's stuff with the enemy changes and the... Oh man, I'm gonna die to these guys. Yeah, there it goes. They're so grab happy. They just kind of walk up to you, do the grab punch. I'll do it with the dual swords this time. No! Oh, you freaking grab happy! I do kind of wish their AI was changed a little bit. It seems like when they're close to you, all they want to do is grab. And I would rather they tried to grab you when you're standing there blocking, because the grab is supposed to punish the block. No! He went for the underworld drop, but he fell in the water. Sweep them all! Again, I wish you could do the flying smaller. There we go. Man, the dual swords are so good. Joltjar says, "Do you think it's your reshades? I don't remember the water being that murky." No, it's the lighting. Because when I looked at the lighting setup for Chapter 7, and I moved the camera over here, the water is pure blue, and it looks fantastic. My reshade, this is the difference. See how it's slightly brighter? Now it's a little more contrasty. Brighter, contrast. That's all my reshade is doing. That and a slight sharpen. It sucks. The murky water looks terrible, too. I loved the frickin' blue water, and this just looks like frickin' ass. I mean, Fiend Booster did do, like, a weather mod thing, and you can... I just, you know, sitting there trying to understand what all the values do, and all I really want to do is just grab the values from Chapter 6 when you're outside, just before it goes all dark and brown, and then take those values and apply them here instead, because it would, I'd love to walk around and see what this place looks like with those values enabled. Since when you move the camera over here on Chapter 6, or 7, you know, it's not loading in the highest quality of everything, because you're supposed to be up on top of the castle. The light, don't get me wrong, though, I love the way the lighting looks. It's beautiful. I mean, do we ever think we were going to see Ninja Gaiden looking like this? Look at this, man! It's so cool. Plus, we got the Ninja Gaiden 3 model here. Man, I still really want the actual Ninja Gaiden 3 model in the Sigma 2 Master Collection. Because the one I put up there and did the textures for was like a modified version of one that somebody else did. And I asked him if I could post the version that I did the textures for and fixed some of the model. But it's the DOA 5 model. And it looks fine, but it just doesn't look as good as the actual Ninja Gaiden 3 model. And I still play the Master Collection version on my handheld, and I would really like to have the proper Ninja Gaiden 3 model in there. See, this is why we get the dual swords here, because it's freaking, you know, these guys don't like it. Yeah, so you don't like the Rise to Heaven, do you? Why don't we... What else can I try against these guys? Like, let me do this. You don't like it, do you? No, oh man. They kind of stand there and tank a lot of it. And then I get hit, but then I get hit. I just should have killed the freaking Vangelfs first. Alexander says, NG3's Legendary Black Falcon isn't bad, but NG2's is my favorite. I don't know, something about this, it's so slick and cool. No, I can understand that. I always thought it looked really slick. I just love the cool sort of... This looks like a suit, but like armor at the same time. But not, you know, it doesn't make it bulky. This lighting is not the most flattering for how I've textured this version of the Ninja Gaiden 3 suit, though. I'm not a, you know, I'm like an amateur, and so my textures, they don't look the best. I don't know if anybody will ever port the NG3 outfit from Ninja Gaiden 4. I'd be curious to see how that looks in here with those textures, since, you know, they're official, professional textures. Go against the wall! What else can we use? Like, I want to try these. Oh man, the grab happiness! I think I'm gonna die here. Maybe we'll have some fun with these guys instead. Come on, you can do it! No, I got too greedy. Let's start with the Tonfa straight away. I'm just getting lazy now. I just wanted to do the UT so bad. Alexander says, it's neat seeing Ryu without the cursed arm at least. Yeah. I like the symmetry. It really bums me out that they put the cursed arm version in Ninja Gaiden 4 and in Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus and, you know, the Master Collection. Like, why not just have the beautiful symmetry? Oh man, this suit. I love the headgear on this suit. It's so cool. I love the shape of it. No, I want to go straight in with the Tonfa. This business with them spamming the fire. Come get it! You don't get to do that, man. That's not what I meant to do there. Let's see. This is what I'm going to try. Here we go. I'm going to go like this. Oh, he absorbed it. Yeah, the Tonfa are not fantastic delimbers, but they get the job done. See, what I would love in my version of a sequel to Ninja Gaiden 2 is that how the Tonfa can do this. I love that you can just do a move and then press the jump button, and he will do this dodge. And I would love to have that with the other weapons. Because then that would be a kind of Gleam thing too, right? You could have hidden moves behind that. You could have some of the... You could do a UT from this dodge, which would do a different UT. Some of those freaking Ninja Gaiden 4 Gleam attacks. Ah, imagine being able to do that little neat mid-combo dodge thing with the Dragon Sword. Oh, man. That would make me happy. Come get it, please. No, he has such little reach. No! Ah, I let go of the button. He was supposed to dash there. You're getting your face chopped off. Where's your friend? Yeah, freaking eat it! I'll finish with you. What are you doing all the way over there, you frickin' Van Gelf? You gonna fall down? There he goes. Did he fall in the water? No, he didn't. I thought he fell in the water for a second there. A nice face. Come here. You're dead. There we go. I thought I'd fight those guys first. That way, if I died, I didn't waste coming down here just to grab a chest, which I'm pretty sure just has red essence in it, and I keep forgetting that. Yeah, it does. It has red essence. You might as well just use the wind blades. But, you know, just in case you don't know, I try to condition myself when playing this to not use that many items and that much Nimpo. Just occasionally doing it like, I think I feel like using the wind blades, you know. Rather than relying on them as like a crutch. Because then it kind of encourages me to get better, at least more agile with actually fighting them. Yeah, see, like the lighting here doesn't really work too well. It kind of makes this part kind of dark. Now we're going to use the Tonfa and we're going to grind up these lichens. Yeah, there's also... This feels a little strange, too. Like, this place. I don't know if this was based on a specific street or something. if the scale of it feels kind of strange. Like, when Ryu stands here, he kind of feels small. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'd love to see this kind of place recreated. Like, imagine if they didn't just reuse the old stages, but they recreated the general layout with some extra twists and turns that maybe alternative paths you could go down. But imagine if they recreated this with photogrammetry of like a real place. Oh, I'd love to see that. You know, see Ryu fighting enemies in like a realistic location. Look at that. That's like a... What is that? Is that just a piece of paper? Yeah, it is. So why is it like a mirror? Look at this. Look at that. It's like a mirror. You can see Ryu in it. That's so weird. Why is that like that? Yeah, look, that one's the same. That's so weird. Come get it. No, he did. Well, he did. He did what I said. I can't blame him for that. Ah, then you missed. Please don't miss, Ryu. Do it again. There we go. That's it. Freaking Lycan smashing! And the Tonfa's just nuts. I don't like... See, these enemies feel almost like a freaking Ninja Gaiden 3 with the... Like, when you do the flying swallow at them, they have an auto dodge from it. It doesn't always trigger, as you see there, but, like... Look at that! Look at... You see that? And it's like... You can tell because it's so slow and clunky, like you should have hit them anyway. Like, it gives them the dodge, and then but even though their dodge animation is really slow, like, meaning they're not actually out of the way, that if that was a real dodge, he would have pulverized them. You know, kind of, you're too slow. It's better. Yeah, it sucks that the Tonfa and the flail are not in Razor's Edge. It would have been really cool to see what the Tonfa looks like. Avisum says, how do you like this version of the game plus the mod compared to OG2? There's still quite a few things generally that feel a little better about the OG2. But this brings it close enough that if I, had to choose between which one I was... Like, if you said you only get to play one, which is it going to be? I'd choose this. Because, the new graphics makes it a little fresher. It's got more stuff in it. I've got the mods that I like with, Ryu's Ninja Gaiden 3 outfit and the voice mod and stuff. It brings it close enough that this is a little more refreshing, a little less stale than the original, but... I'd still, in an ideal situation, I would rather have all these flourishes that this game has built on top of the original. Because there is something about it. Like, it does feel nice. Like it's hard to explain. Whoa, they just came out of frickin' thin air. Yeah, nice try, buddy. Yeah. Bam. I'm not very good with the Tonfa. Like, I have fun with them because they're nuts, but I'm not very good with them. I don't use them enough. Oh, I just wanted to guillotine throw. Come down here, fellas. Is he still stuck up there because he got delimbed? Yeah, he is. Yeah, see, places like this suffer too with this particular setting for the lighting. It just makes these... even when the sun is kind of hidden behind these buildings, it wouldn't be this dark. Like, it's daytime. The bounce lighting would make... It's kind of weird. Like, I've got ray tracing on and everything, and yet this feels like an old game, like an Unreal 4 lighting problem, where areas that are lit look great, but then, the shaded areas kind of suffer because there's not natural kind of bounce light and ambient light, so you get this kind of deeply contrasted light where that's super bright and this is kind of dark. I wonder what it looks like without ray tracing on. Oh my gosh! Wow! Look at the difference! It's funny because ray tracing is supposed to improve this kind of thing, whereas now it looks brighter. Although the lighting, yes, you still get the nice kind of warm... That's so weird! Yeah, I wish they'd used the settings from Chapter 7 for this, because this would have looked much better. Man, see, really looks really good in this light. It actually captures the kind of chrome look that I was trying to go for with the metal parts on this. Yeah, that's nuts. And then we put the ray tracing back on. You see why I have ray tracing on, though. It does have a substantial difference, and I like to see that. See, look at the difference. Ray tracing just makes everything in this particular area, like, sun-kissed orange. But, ironically, in the shaded parts rather than the parts where the sun actually touches. See, look, they all dodge it. It just sucks. Let's freaking smash these guys. I didn't realize there was another one over there. He was like hiding in the shadows. Come out of the shadows and into this beautiful sun. I wonder what this part here looks like without ray tracing. Where are we going? There it is. See, this looks relatively the same. The shadows are just not as dark. That's really interesting that the ray tracing makes it darker. You'd think it was more accurate. This actually kind of looks better without ray tracing on. Like, am I crazy? The downside is when you have ray tracing off, you get the weird fizzled lighting in some areas. Like, the haziness around Ryu. Like, I bet with ray tracing on, this would look really dark and orange. Yeah. I mean, it's not as dark as I thought. But that's so different. I do like the way the sunlight looks, though. Yeah, fine. We'll turn it off for a little bit. I love it, yeah. They just don't want to come get it. Where are these guys over here? Let's cook them. I don't think it didn't even hit him. Do you know why? Because the frickin' flames have a limit. They don't go very far. Screw it. We'll do the last checkpoint. I don't even care. I don't mind fighting them again. Do you know what? I can't stand that frickin' hit stop. I need to turn that down. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just gonna find the INI file and tweak it. Alright. Now, when I press up, it should reset the value and the hit stop won't be so shaky. Let's see. Yeah, that's much better. That's better. Oh, man. That just doesn't, shake, you know, it doesn't feel, like, laggy. Yeah, that's so much better. Yeah, that's much better, because the camera still shakes and stuff. It just doesn't feel like the game is chugging when the hit stop is turned up too much. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, you're getting cooked. I'd still love to have an enemy randomizer for this. You know, with rules. So that it doesn't just spawn random, like, you know, insanity. But it would be nice to have random humanoid-sized enemies, whether it be the fiend things from Ninja Gaiden 1 or the ninjas. And then have some mages thrown in, then some Vangelfs or Lycans or the Gaja, or maybe one of each, you know, maybe some flying Vangelfs, maybe a rocket guy here or there. Like, it'd be so cool to just have them randomized. Are they coming out or what? Where the heck are the other Lycans? Maybe they spawned already and they just attacked me in the alleyway there. Gosh, I can't. Enma's Fang just sucks. It's just not good. It's not, for considering how big and slow it is really weak. You're just better off using the Dragon Sword. Like, you'd think it would be strong like the Scythe, but it is not. here, I will actually try and get closer to these Vangelfs. No, I'm... never mind. He did like a jump and it hit me and I'm dead. Fine. We'll use the talisman. So we don't waste any time. Now we will cook these frickin' scumbags. It doesn't even matter. They don't even die from it. Come here, Vangelf. You can't be allowed to do that. No, you don't. Nice face, buddy. Come here. Somebody's dead. I heard it. Ow, and he still missed. He's about to get a double charge then. Gosh, sometimes it's crazy. All these big enemies, you kind of just have to... The good thing about playing Ninja Gaiden 2 so much is when they get in the way of the camera, you kind of just have a general feel for where Ryu is and what he's doing because you're familiar with how he moves and he's reliable. You know, that again, it's that whole thing about controlling the space. When you do certain things, you just, even if the enemies get in the way of the camera, you kind of know where he is. Yeah, I saw you getting ready for that. Yeah, not too shabby. That's really chaotic, but that's a fun fight. Yeah, that's right. Looks like in this particular version he didn't re-implement the red Gaja on the water. Isn't it dumb? You can't just hold... Look, there's nothing in his way, and yet when you hold forward, he won't do it. You have to go under like this. It's like the blocking volume is still there. But the model changed for the grates or something, the metal bars. Yeah, why don't you go for a swim, buddy? Or hit the wall. That wasn't very nice. How does this room look with ray tracing turned on? Yeah, vastly changes how different the outside look. Yeah, look at that. Look at Look at this. I just hate how murky the water is. Who knows? Maybe it looks like that in real life. Maybe they're... I did hear something about, maybe it was Vienna, where they're like, oh yeah, the water's filthy. Maybe I was wrong about that, I don't know. If I turn it off, does the water change? It does look different, doesn't it? Isn't that weird? Look at that! I mean, from this angle, it actually looks really nice, even with the ray tracing on or off. Yeah, when you look at it from in there, it just kind of looks... I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it looks... It almost doesn't look like water. I just don't even... You would think in reality, if you're going to use ray tracing here, that water would look like a freaking mirror. Like it would be reflecting the sky. Oh, well. Don't forget, if you're, coming in halfway through the stream, make sure that you're up to date and live. You don't want to be behind in case you say something in chat and I don't react to it, because, you're at the beginning. So make sure that you're live and up to date. Yeah, the ray tracing does not help this chapter particularly well. Like, in some instances, it's nice, but then in other instances, this is just it's a little better without it. Nice face, buddy. See how quickly Vangelfs go down here? The difference is you fight a whole bunch of them. Which is what I would rather do. I'd rather not have one Vangelf be like a mini boss. I just want to fight like, 4 or 5 of them. I miss the Windmill Shuriken terribly, though. I'd love to have the Windmill Shuriken back. In sections like this, I used to love just watching him run down the bridge towards him, and then I would just throw it at them, and it would get them all. Yeah, this place looks nice, doesn't it? I wonder how that castle looks with the ray tracing turned on. Does that look the same? We can go into photo mode, can't we? And then we can... No, we can't go in and out of the settings, though. Let me turn that off. Yeah! Is it just me, or do the shadows look a little better on it with ray tracing on? I mean, maybe I'm imagining it. Darkslayer Zero says, between this and Sigma 2 Black, which do you prefer? In terms of gameplay and enemy placement, Sigma 2 Black. He put in a lot more time into that. Mainly because he didn't know he was going to have to do it all again for this, and so that one was supposed to be what I would think was his magnum opus kind of thing or something, but yeah, I prefer... It's more fully featured. There's the extra movesets that you can program in. So I've got the Ninja Gaiden 3 moves for some of the... Again, you can do this stab into the ground, and then he will also do the spin at the end of this, just like he does in Razor's Edge. It's nice to have it in Sigma 2 Black. And it's not here in this version, so... In terms of gameplay, yes, Sigma 2 Black mod is more fleshed out than this, but... the Ninja Gaiden 3 outfit looks better here because it's the actual Ninja Gaiden 3 model. I've got the Ninja Gaiden 1 voice mod, we got the fancy new graphics, got some extra sound effects mods for Ryu's jump, because that's the Ninja Gaiden 3 jump sound. It's nice to have all those mods, and... I think you can do sound effects mods in the Master Collection version now. I've just never jumped into it. Yeah, wow, this looks pretty... This looks pretty dark. I wonder what this looks like with ray tracing on. Oh yeah, look, it's actually brighter. Isn't that something? The areas that you expect to be brighter are darker, and the areas that you expect to be dark are brighter. Yeah, nice face, buddy. Oh yeah, and I have a mod that removes... You know when Ryu does his wind jump here or whatever? The wind path. It's supposed to have a bunch of white floaty things on it in the vanilla version of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And there's a mod to remove them so that it looks smooth like it used to. Like, if you liked the way it was in the older versions of the games, definitely get that mod. It's so much better without the stupid floaty particles. Darkslayer Zero says, I made a Ninja Gaiden 1 Ryu voice mod for Sigma 2 Master Collection. It's kinda ghetto, though. Yeah, I'd like to... I keep thinking, you know, if I can get the tool that lets you repackage the sound effects files. I just forgot how to do it, because I only looked in... But when I used to look into it, it wasn't available yet. And so I ended up just muting his voice by replacing his voice file with a dummy file that has the same name, but it's empty. That way I could still have the voices on for the enemies, and I could still hear them and telegraph their moves, but Ryu wouldn't make any sound. But I would like to copy the one that I did for this over, because I think I chose the least obnoxious places to put his Ninja Gaiden 1 grunts, because they're not one-to-one swaps. I tried putting in a bunch more, and they sounded really out of place, because his grunts are used in different places in this game. Like, the noise he makes for the Flying Swallow is used in places where the Ninja Gaiden 1 Flying Swallow sound does not work. And so I just ended up using fewer sounds and mute, so he doesn't make a lot of noises. Like, he makes a lot more noise in Ninja Gaiden 1 compared to this mod. But I would still like to kind of take this version that I did and replace the same ones for Sigma 2. Let's just cook these things. Oh my goodness, there's a Vangelf. Maybe we should cook the Vangelf. Can we even cook the Vangelf? No? Did he? I don't know. Let's just get onto flat ground. Quick. Ooh. How can you catch what you can't see? Oh, like that. Come. Did we get the Vangelf? Yeah, see, look at that. That looks amazing. The way that building's lit. Really nice. Imagine this game with a day-night cycle, where the lighting changes. There's not really any need for it, but it would be cool to see. Man, you can't see anything in here. There you go. Got that dynamic range. I'm really surprised that the water didn't look better in Ninja Gaiden 2 Vanilla. I mean, maybe their engine just wasn't capable of doing it, but back in the day, I remember in Counter-Strike Source, I think they used planar reflections for the water and stuff, and I just remember looking at it thinking, this looks amazing. Like, when did Counter-Strike Source come out? Was it like 2004 or 5? Ninja Gaiden 2 didn't come out till 2008, so planar reflections existed. Would have been really nice to have that in that game. It's a shame when you think Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge runs on the Xbox 360, and it looks really nice. Would have been nice if Ninja Gaiden 2 had that kind of level of quality with its character models, although, you know, it was early on in the Xbox in terms of development. You know, Team Ninja hadn't really made a ton of stuff on the Xbox yet. They were still kind of learning. Ninja Gaiden 2 still looks nice, but like, you know, there's no argument. Ninja Gaiden 3 graphically does look better, except in the jungle chapter where the foliage just looks like garbage. Man, yeah, this is crazy. Joshua says, I miss him saying Baraja with the Art of the Inferno. Yeah, that was just a choice I made. I didn't want it. I just wanted to hear him do a grunt instead of some sort of chant. And they got me. They actually freaking got me. We're right by the save point, too. We gotta do that whole section again. That's, that's so lame. Can't believe you did that. I wonder if they did a Razor's Edge Black, would they put the Ninja Gaiden 4 outfit in there? They should! A proper definitive version. The whole Black moniker that they added to Ninja Gaiden 1 was that it was basically the first game with a ton of extra stuff. Whereas, this one felt like it was missing so much. All this extra stuff they could have added to it. We might not have the windmill shuriken, but we have this. I think we got one. Did we get him, or did it just hit nothing? I guess we'll find out when I go to the doorway and see a bunch of dead lichens. Let's see. And there's no Vangelf here either. Remember, in the original, there were a bunch of Vangelfs. Or at least a couple. No, we whiffed it. We didn't hit anything. Sometimes you just gotta do the most effective thing, which is the Rise to Heaven and then the OT. Takes him down real quick. Just try and get to solid ground as quickly as possible. I would use the Flying Swallow to gain more ground, but unfortunately he'll target them with it, and so I have to not use it. The Vangelf jumped back and fell in the water and died. They can't swim. Ah, great. Another thing that annoyed me, I tried so hard to tinker with this model to make it so that the scarf doesn't clip through him like that, and I just could not get it to a position where it wouldn't do it sometimes. Oh, give over. There, why don't you eat the freaking Kusari Gama? Come here. Please just do the obliteration. There you go. Is this a different guy? Where's the one without the arm? Oh, he's there. Son Goku says, "Hey Dan, just got home from work. Did I miss much?" No, not really. I wonder how this place looks like with ray tracing. I'm so bummed out that they got rid of the reflective floor here, too. That was really good in Ninja Gaiden 2. Again, like, they did the thing where... My assumption is they did the same thing they did in Dead or Alive 3. They used to cheat back in the day with reflections by just duplicating the geometry of the level and flipping it vertically, and then making the floor transparent. But then... Well, maybe even with the characters. Sometimes they would use planar reflections for the characters, but then the stage would be flipped, and a simpler version of the geometry would be used because the floor would be like slightly blurry or whatever, so that it would obfuscate the lack of detail. And so, yeah, sometimes I think it is that they used planar reflections for the character models, but then they might just duplicate the character models as well and then flip them upside down and match them to your movements. I'd love to have seen a behind the scenes of how they made DOA 3. But they did the same thing here in the original. They flipped these pillars upside down and made the floor look transparent like it was marble. And how does it look? I mean, don't get me wrong, especially inside here with ray tracing, I like that better. But it sucks that I don't get it. Why would they change this? It looked great. Love this fog, though. This is nice. Love that the enemy's coming through the fog, too. Oh, get off. Come here. Now we can do a double charge. There we go. Yeah, the running forward X attack with these is amazing. Let me see if I can do it again. Like, it's really good against ninjas, too. It will delimb them. I wish I'd learned the movesets of this more. Of course, the moveset in Ninja Gaiden 3 for this is completely different. Which is why I think it's a missed opportunity to not put the movesets from Ninja Gaiden 3 in this as like an alternative way to equip a weapon so that you get the different moveset. Would be nice. Although I don't know if it's... I mean, it should be possible. But, you know, when I was looking into it, it seems like Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 may well be a different engine. Ninja Gaiden Sigma is its own engine, obviously. And then Sigma 2 is actually a tuned-up version of the Sigma engine, rather than a port or modification of the 360 version. So it's they took Ninja Gaiden Sigma and then turned it into Ninja Gaiden 2. And then apparently Razor's Edge is, again, a different engine. It might even be the DOA 5 engine. But I've no idea. Again, I wish they would do some behind-the-scenes stuff. I love that reflection in the water, though. That's nice. Look at that. So neat. I do like reflections. Oh, no Van Gelfs? No, I tried to run into that and do the move, but once they start doing their running, they're just committed. And they will slap you down. Come here. I love how this weapon just freaking hits everything. That was a nice little move. Yeah, the forward X. Let me do that again. No, let me do it. Yeah, oh, that's a nice little combo. I like that. Let me try that again. So it's like forward X, sort of mash X, and then Y. Yeah, oh, that's nice. So what is that? Like forward X, X, X? Yeah. Gosh, that's so cool. You kind of have to, if you need to buffer the Y, so you kind of have to mash it a little bit. So forward X, 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 and then when he jumps, press Y and he does it. That's nice. Me likey. Alex Warden says, I have the Xbox version of 2, but I'd really love to play this when I have a PC. Master Ninja looks so much better balanced with the white mod. Yeah, it's nice. I will say that, compared to Sigma 2, even the vanilla version of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black does feel better. It's nothing crazy different. It still feels like Sigma 2, but it's better than Sigma 2. I found myself, especially on Master Ninja, before I installed any mods, to get through some of the difficult fights, I would use the flail a lot, because it was an easy delim in the vanilla version of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Fantasy Violence says, emulation of Ninja Gaiden 2 is so ass. I really hope it gets better. Yeah, it's still a little janky, isn't it? It's nice that we have it. But, when you want, one of the things you really want to do with emulation is upsample the game so that it looks better. So you don't want to run it in native resolution. But on Xenia, when you do that, you get like glitches with the lens flare effects or whatever. You get this like weird multicolored glitch texture on the screen. You have the issues with chapter... was it chapter 12? One of the chapters where it like freezes, which sucks. But it's nice to have it. It's just a shame that Xbox 360 emulation is so heavy to the point where I won't play it on my GPD Win 4. It just uses up too much battery and you have to run it too high of a wattage to do 360 emulation. Whereas the Sigma 2 Master Collection version with the NG2, the Sigma 2 Black mod, you run that on like 8 or 9 watts and you get like 3+ hours of battery life on it, which is great. Did we fight some guys? No guys? Huh. Son Goku says, but do you even really need Xenia at this point? This mod looks very good. Yeah, it's not completely there though. If you want the vanilla experience, the spawns and just that authentic NG2 feel. But hopefully in the future we get a Xenon recomp, using those tools from the Sonic Unleashed recompilation. Because it would be nice to, get that. We need to use a different weapon. Now, do we have fish in here or Vangelfs? Oh, we have the Vangelfs. We have we have one of these. 2 of these. Oh, please. I don't want to fight you on the water. I literally can't see anything. He's de-limbed, so we just gotta do this. Oh! I'm not playing no games. This is Ninja Gaiden. This ain't no game. It's an experience. Oh yeah. Ah, frick! When you hit wall, they hit you into a wall, you just frickin' die. One thing that unfortunately, and I did tell Fiendabusa about this, and he did tweak it, but was never able to get it quite right, was the kicking off a wall and throwing the scythe. The way that delimbs and beheads enemies it feels really good in Ninja Gaiden 2. And the Sigma 2 Black mod and this mod don't quite capture it. Yeah, see, it just kind of feels crappy. Whereas this would be freaking lopping off heads in the original. Hey! He threw it at the Vangelf! That's great! 10 out of 10, Ryu. Freaking 10 out of 10! Can we throw it at this guy? This Gaja thing? This lady? Former? Once was a lady mermaid and is now a disgusting thing that must perish. There we go. Let's save it after that. Does it even delim in this version? Yes. I mean, it did frickin' annihilated that Vangelf up there, which was great. It just doesn't feel nearly as reliable as it was. Oh my goodness, don't fall in the water. Can we just cook this stupid Vangelf? Wow, there's 3 of them. Fine, cooking's not the answer. Oh, I really wanted to get both of them. He fall in the water? Yeah, he did. Fantasy Violence says, sorry if this was asked before, I just got here, but what do you think of Ninja Gaiden 4? I'll spare, I've repeated myself a lot on this because people have asked me a lot, but obviously it's not your fault, you don't know that. Feel free to look on my channel and check out some of my other streams. Like, check out my last stream where I played Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm sure somebody asked me the question and I mentioned it again, but I'll just quickly summarize here. It feels like a Platinum Games game that borrows a lot of things from Ninja Gaiden, but to me it doesn't feel like Ninja Gaiden. It feels kind of like it's a spin-off. And while I don't hate it, I did have some fun with it when I played through it as Ryu. Master Ninja just flat out sucks, because they think it's good to make it difficult by the enemies just one-shotting you. And I don't know, there's a lot of things in Ryu's moveset that are missing, and it just doesn't quite feel right. Like I just prefer the older Team Ninja versions of Ninja Gaiden rather than this new Platinum Games version. There are some fun things in there. I do like some of the animations, and the gleam attacks look really cool, and I like how fast-paced it is, but it's, like, somebody asked me, what would I rather play, Razor's Edge or Ninja Gaiden 4? And I would rather play Razor's Edge. It feels more like a Ninja Gaiden game than the new one does. Particularly with the auto-targeting and stuff, and the stick-to-target, the magnetism in that one. I recommend watching the Electric Underground's review on the game. If you like Ninja Gaiden and you want someone to break it down and make detailed comparisons, it is an excellent 10 out of 10 review where he literally explains why it doesn't feel right, and it's so eloquently put. And I thank the viewers in chat for pointing that review out to me, because they told me about it and I went and watched it, and I'm glad I did. It was an hour, like 50-something minutes well spent. So grab your favorite snack and drink and have a good watch. Like, it delves into, like Rozzy says there, it's a really good video about the identity of Ninja Gaiden 4 and discussing whether it stays true to the core identity of the older games. Because Itagaki really cared about the core of the game, you know, letting all the other developers kind of do their thing with it, but ensuring that the core of the game remains intact. I need to get onto flat ground before those Vangelfs hit me. I guess the ghost fish have been replaced with those Vangelfs. It's weird how sometimes it doesn't make the noise when he kicks the chest open. Hehehe, got him in one hit. I'm so, in Sigma 2, I'm so used to, you know, needing to walk to avoid, whoa! To avoid their fireballs and stuff that I keep forgetting that in the mod here you can do the charge. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright. I love the sound the flail makes in this game too. The flail wasn't in Ninja Gaiden 3, and so there was no Ninja Gaiden 3 swish swing sound effect equivalent for this weapon. And because they used the Ninja Gaiden 3 sword sound effects in this game, which I quite liked. I remember years ago saying I was trying to get the Ninja Gaiden 3 sword swings into this, whereas now I find myself wanting to have more modern sound effects even now, you know, like some of the new games have really, like Vindictus Defying Fate has some nice sword swings, and even Ninja Gaiden 4 has got some really good sword clang and swing sound effects that I'd love to have here. But it's nice to hear the flail with what the Ninja Gaiden 3 sound effect for them would have been. I love it. They've got this really metallic sheen to them. It sounds great. Bye-bye, Vangelf. Do we have any ghost fish? I feel like... No, we don't? Okay. Yeah, oh wow. I'm glad I equipped that. Gosh, yeah, I love that you can see the outfit in cutscenes too. Look at the big dragon! Let's go into the water and fight it. Oh, I hope I can remember how to fight it. It's been a long time. Whoa! What just happened? What is going on? Oh, all right, the game bugged out because I was over there. It's because I was over there. Oh, what the frick? I've actually forgotten how to do it. can't remember what it was now. It wasn't that. Maybe it was the YYY. Whoa! Oh, no! Gosh, what happened to that sound effect there? Rozzy says, is this the DOA 5 costume or the Razor's Edge costume? It's the Razor's Edge. The DOA 5 one looks like garbage. That's the one I put in. That's the one that was in the Sigma 2 Black mod. This is the Razor's Edge one. It looks so much better. Try again. I gotta remember the freaking combo. Whoa! Get in the water. Yeah, that's so weird. Watch out. What was it? X, Y, 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 Y? Where's the fish? Whoops! Put the frickin' wind blades on. It was X, 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 Y, Y, Y. Okay. X, 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 Y, Y, Y. Okay. Is that a Vangelf? Yeah, it is! I bet that didn't even hit it. Oh, no, it did. And then I got killed by that. I guess fighting the dragon in this version is a little buggy. Oh man, that is powerful. XX forward X Y Y Y. Okay, I hope that's it. Because that's the one. Like it's been so long since I've done it. I've actually forgotten. I need the wind blades on. Oh, frick. Oh man, my brain. I wish I could practice it. I don't want to come away from this fight, but I need to get my head into doing the move because he's not doing it. So it's... Yeah, okay. No, he's not doing it. Hang on. I'm gonna try something real quick on this game over screen. I know you won't be able to see it, but I'm just gonna launch up my handheld real quick and start Sigma 2 Black mod, and then do the move. You know, in a safe environment where I'm not getting shot at by Vangelf and killed by the dragon. So give me a second. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to launch the game. I just need to wrap my head around it. Oh, what is this download? Every time I freaking turn this thing off sleep mode, it wants to download freaking shader things again. I don't know why Bazite does this. Oh, that's error. You're already playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So dumb. Just put it in offline mode. If I can even remember how to go into the thing. And there it is. Airplane mode. There. See, that's great. The fact that you can just turn on airplane mode and then just play your games anyway. And now I'm in the game, so let's see. What chapter should I test it on? Chapter 1? Yeah. Alright. It shouldn't take long now. Alright, get the Falcon's Talons. What the... There they are. So it's... Yeah, you're right, you're right. X, X, forward X, Y, Y, Y. Alright. That is definitely it. Okay, put that on charge. It's got a low battery. Okay. Just had to get him to do it so that my brain could get the way I need to buffer it, because I like to buffer my combos. Alright, let's do this. Watch out. He won't do it here. What's going on? I'm not sure why he won't do it. Yeah, he's not doing it. I'm actually baffled why he won't even do it. Gosh, it would have taken me less time to just look at my old video. I'm gonna die, yeah. You can use X, Y, Y. Oops, yeah, why did I say last checkpoint like an idiot? That was weird. Anyway, is it different? No, he does it. X, X, forward, X, Y. So why didn't he do it on the water? I don't care about fighting these things now. Just go. Or you just go. Ooh, don't mind if I do. No, excuse me. I want it. That's my piece. Thank you. I think I'm just gonna die here, aren't I? Yeah. The fireball. Like, I remember, I used to do it. I'm gonna... I used to have a video of me doing it. Because I remember the last time I streamed fighting this boss on, like, Sigma 2 Black, I was so excited to do it, and I was like, oh, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do this move. And I knew how to do it. But, you know, when you don't... I can't remember the last time I did this chapter, and that probably was it. On water, it's X, Y, Y, not X... Okay, okay, thank you. I wish I hadn't restarted checkpoint, and then I could jump straight into it, but... At least the fire can't get you underwater. I can't believe it's not even delimbed after that. Whoa, you guys need some cooking. Gosh, how many Vangelfs are there? Watch out! See, look, he's not charging the bow, UT. Yeah, why isn't he charging it? Do you have to be on, like, full health or something? In fact, I will save it after that. Just in case. Because Because who knows, like, if the game crashes or anything. I don't really feel like doing that again. Yeah, Rozzy says after playing Ninja Gaiden 4 and coming back to this, you realize that you can actually miss obliteration techniques. And that is right. Sometimes you go for the obliteration and he will miss. Like if they're not close enough. Whereas, you know, the magnetism in Ninja Gaiden 4, pretty much guaranteed. Same with the guillotine throw. You go for the guillotine throw, he just does it in Ninja Gaiden 4, whereas in this, you can whiff it. This is the real reason I was losing against that dragon. It's so I could get that chest with that herb of spiritual life. And I think that it must have been those Vangelfs over there. Get up there. See, now it's charging. It's got to be something to do with your health, maybe. I do like that it draws in essence, though. That's kind of cool. I want to get over there to the chest. I want to kill all the fish before the fight starts and not get the chest in this chapter. Get up there quick. I hate that you can't get up there like that. Oof. There we go. Thank you. No, we need this on. Thank you. Observed Walnut 75 says, dude, you made me fall in love with Ninja Gaiden 2. So glad to see you're back. I haven't finished NG4. I'm on chapter 11. Did you like NG4? It's all right. It's it's a fun, hack and slash game. But it's very much a Platinum Games game, and it's not, it feels like a spin-off to me, you know? And I hope that moving forward, Team Ninja make Ninja Gaiden again. And maybe, I hope they can recapture the old magic, because obviously I know that the Team Ninja of 2025 is not the Team Ninja of 2008. I'd be surprised if there were more than a handful of the same devs still working there. It's probably a whole new group of people. Darn it, I was trying to get closer to where the fight starts. Whoa. Where are we? Where'd we go? Oh, we're back over there again. Uh-oh, he called his... Oh no, there is a Vangelf! Why did he put a Vangelf in the fight? That's gotta be a chuckle moment. Yeah, you're absolutely right! My memories come back now. I remember what I said in the video, and it's exactly what, it's scrolled up now, so I can't see your name. Something beginning with a B. But you said it just use the X, Y, Y, Y. And that's it's the X, Y, 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 Y. That's what it is. It's just the Azuna combo, but Y, Y, Y. Oops. Here we go, here we go. No. Ah, frick. Doesn't matter, I feel happy now, because he's doing what I want him to do. He's gonna do it. Observe Walnut says, would you prefer a Ninja Gaiden 1 style game, or 2, or 3, or 4? And, yep, they're all gone. I think you mean, like, the devs. Yeah, that's a different team. Well, personally, I like 2. I just like how fast and fluid 2 feels. And I like how you can control the space in Ninja Gaiden 2. The stick to target and the focus targeting in Ninja Gaiden 4 makes it, when the enemies crowd you, it doesn't feel good. even your UTs barely hit more than 2 enemies at once if they're crowding you. Whereas in Ninja Gaiden 2, when they crowd you and you do a spin, it hits them all. You feel like you own the space, and when they come into your freaking space, they get sliced. Whereas in Ninja Gaiden 4, it feels much more focused on individual enemies at a time. Like, you have to use specific AoE attacks to hit multiple guys, whereas everything's an AoE in Ninja Gaiden 2. Any swing where your sword swings in their direction, they get hit. And it's great. It feels great. Watch out, don't let him hit you with that. There we go. He's doing what I want. Oh no! Ah! Avasum says there isn't stick to target in Ninja Gaiden 4. Your attacks just have more range to them. Your attacks go a set distance. No. You are 100% wrong there. If you watch the Electric Underground's review, he illustrates with examples. There is magnetism in the game. The targeting pulls you towards the enemies like a magnet, literally turning your character to face them. So if an enemy does a dodge around you and you're doing an attack that's just supposed to go in a straight line, you will literally be pulled in a curve to go at them. It is stick to target. It's like magnetism. I highly recommend watching that review. It's excellent. Like, he really goes into depth about it and shows a bunch of examples. Yes, your targeting pulls you towards them in Ninja Gaiden 2 because both games have soft targeting. But Ninja Gaiden 4 also has the magnetism stick to target or whatever. I can't remember what he called it now. Whereas in Ninja Gaiden 2... it pulls you towards the enemy. He describes it perfectly. It's when you start doing the move, Ryu will move towards them. But if they move out of the way, Ryu won't hone in on them. He'll commit to the direction he was going in when you started doing the move. Whereas in Ninja Gaiden 4, you will literally magnetize and follow them with the attack. Like as soon as you perform the attack, it hones in on them. And it feels weird. Like it's a lock-on. Whereas in this, it's much more reliant on the soft targeting. Watch out. No, we're not in his face. Oh, that's right, there's a Vangelf up there. I don't even know if I can focus it with the bow. Can we do that? No? No. He wants to go for this thing. Uh-oh, watch out. Yeah, I love it. I love doing that. That's so cool. That Vangelf up there is a real spanner in the works. Can we cook him? Oh, he's all the way up there. That fire's not going to reach. No, it didn't. We need to finish it, even though he's stuck in the stairs. Yes! It might have been a little janky in this version, but... as soon as I remembered the move that you're supposed to do, thanks to... our friendly... DB. Reminding me of the combo that you're supposed to use. It's so much fun fighting the dragon on the water. It's great. How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming an hour and a half. I think I might take a little break, and then I might come back later, like in half an hour or something, but depending on what's going on, I might not, but we'll see. But yeah, for now, going to take a break, so thanks for coming by, everybody. I appreciate you watching. Hope you were entertained, and I'll see you next time.